What is up, guys? We're back at it again with another video. Today we're doing the body language analysis of these 311 ESPN interviews with Arman and Islam. And I just think there's some things that, we need to see and cover just because from Arman and Islam's mannerisms, you can easily tell, what's going on. Um, but yeah, let's get into it, man. Let's start this video.
Arman, you've been working towards this championship fight for a long time. Did you kind of have an idea of what it would look like when you got there, who you'd be facing, where it would be? Did you think about things like that?
When I got UFC, I didn't think about the UFC belt and everything. I just wanted to get in top 15. But like after my first win, I wanted to be a champion, and I started like thinking about championship. And when Islam got the belt, I said I want to fight with Islam for the belt. So it's a rematch and fight for the belt.
So during this time, have you kind of
Okay,
in a way,
off rip. I don't like that his goal and his intention is not to be the champ. Because, like, why would you even start up this profession and not want to be the champ or, just half-ass through, like, the UFC? It's just not worth it. It doesn't make any sense. It's like, what are you risking? Brain damage, whatever the fuck comes with the UFC, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know, maybe he just wants to be famous or whatever, I don't know, who knows, but to just only be in the top 15 is crazy. But I wonder what sparked that fire in him. Like he said, Islam became the champ, so he wanted to become the champ again. That makes sense. Maybe he has like a little rivalry with Islam or something like that. But yeah, let's keep watching.
been hoping that Islam would continue to win so that you could come full circle and fight him in the championship?
yeah, he's the best in our division, and I think just me who can beat him right now. And
I definitely agree with that take. I think Arman is the only guy that could possibly have a chance to beat Islam. Islam is just so dominant, man. Even like whenever people say like, oh, but that fight against Poirier, he was struggling. Dude, Poirier is not a bad fighter. I don't know what it may, bro. Poirier might be better than Arman. Like, can we be honest? The way Arman and Charles fought, if you compare that fight to Islam and Charles fight, dude, like, let's be real. Guys were saying if that fight was 5 rounds, Charles would have submitted Arman. So, like, what are we talking about here? Like people saying the fight with Islam and Dustin, that was a hard fight. Like, dude, Dustin Poirier is a savage. Don't doubt the diamond. Don't doubt the diamond.
so this is the best that Islam is champ still here.
When you came into the UFC, tell that story. Tell how you came into the UFC, what the opportunity was, and what did you know about the guy that you were going to fight in your first UFC debut?
So when I fought last time in Russia, it wasn't UFC. So my manager told me like you're gonna get in UFC soon, and he called me before 3 weeks. You got the fight in UFC, and I said okay, I signed the contract. And then he asked me like, "It's Islam Makhachev?" I said okay, it's way better, and I was super excited because I was super young, 22 years old, and I wanted to win so much that fight. And yeah, well, I mean, this is the biggest dream in my life. I mean, just when I was young, UFC was like.
One thing I will say about that fight is people are saying like, Arman gave Islam a close fight, but bro, Islam wasn't even champ back then. He was like, whatever the fuck he was back then. It's like they were both coming up. They were both working on their skills and whatnot. But yeah, it's like, dude, they were both up and coming MMA artists. You know what I'm saying? It's like Islam wasn't even champ yet. So for people to be like, oh, he gave Islam a close fight. But it's like, dude, Islam is still learning himself. So it's like, I think Islam won that fight. It was close, but it's like, you guys are acting like Islam has been the champ for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, give bro some leeway. Cut him some slack. Like, he was just like Arman back then when they had that first fight, So, if they fight on January 18th, it might be completely different.
Super big for me, and I thought it's like impossible to get there even. But when I get there and when I started to fight, and understood I'm like a guy who can be a champ here.
What is some of your earlier memories? Like when you felt that the UFC was impossible to get there, like how young were you? Were you like watching at home? Were you watching at a restaurant or something? Where were you? Describe who you were and why did it feel so far away?
So when I was 19 years old, I already had like 3-4 fights, and I just I told him like I just want to get UFC, get on my Instagram verification and the uniform from UFC, and that's it. I don't want anything from this sport. But then I started keep winning the.
Come on, guys. You telling me this guy's gonna beat Islam? You think Islam was thinking, yeah, I just want to get into the UFC because I want to get an Instagram verified check so I can fuck bitches and have clout and blah, blah, blah. No, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I've seen videos of Arman in the club, like pointing at bitches, telling them, like, doing the UFC belt, like that motion where they say they want the belt or they're getting the belt next. It's like, dude, bro he thinks he's him and he can be him. That's fine. But it's like that doesn't go well in the UFC. That's not going to go well if you're going to fight Islam. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, Islam is not playing these games. This is his life. He wants to be the world champion. He's not here for a verified Instagram check or whatever the fuck this guy's talking about. I have respect for Arman, but this is like, come on, dude. This is like clear as day who's winning this fight. Let's not play games. Dude, Arman, maybe he's good now. Maybe his whole idea of the UFC has changed and now he wants to be champion, blah, blah, blah. But all I'm saying is that initial feeling, that initial fire has to be in you. Like, I could see that in Islam and Khabib and their whole camp. But Arman, I don't know, man. He's playing like little kid games, bro. I don't know. I don't like this, but let's keep watching it.
Fights and people started like tell me you're like a good fighter and you can get in UFC. Even my manager even told me so.
Islam, how much did you know about him?
I knew him very well because he's Habib's cousin, and he had like 5 or 6 fights in UFC, and I always watch his fights and Habib's fights. So, and when I heard it's Islam, I already knew he's a southpaw, good wrestler, sambo, and so I was more excited because everybody in Russia knows him. It's a good fight for me. So when I beat him, like people are gonna talk about me.
How confident were you that you were gonna go in there and beat him in your first UFC fight?
I'm like always confident on myself. So I thought I'm gonna win 100% that fight because I'm a good wrestler, I'm a good striker, but like I didn't have good experience that moment, and like
guys, I just don't. Do you guys see the way he's talking? Like, I don't know if he's here for a legacy longevity or he's here just so people can talk about him and say, "Oh, you're the coolest, you're the best." Because it seems like he's here for like something else. Like Islam wants the belt, he wants a legacy, he wants fucking the Khabib dynasty, the fucking Abdul Manap dynasty, bro, to thrive and keep going, right? And then you got the fucking younger students under them who's gonna keep it on going. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the way Arman is just talking, I don't like that. And the way the way he's acting with his mannerisms, and you can see it in his face like that. He's just like, yeah, I'm just here for like the show. Like, yeah, I just want to beat Islam. like I don't know. It's just I'm not getting that fire from him. I just don't see it. It's always good to be confident, dude, but you gotta have the skills to back it up. You gotta have the fire. You gotta have the willpower. You gotta want to do it, to the fullest extent. It has to be your life. You know what I'm saying? It can't be just for like clout and Instagram verification, because that's all bullshit at the end of the day. What does that do for you as a man and a UFC fighter? You know what I'm saying? In general, it doesn't do anything.
Good time, I didn't have enough time to get ready for that fight, so I got like about 3 weeks before fight. But it's not excuses. It's just I should be better that fight.
Yeah. What do you think would have been different if you had gotten 6-8 weeks to prepare? Like what, no excuses, but what was different because you only got 3 weeks?
Just do more sparring, so with the southpaw guys, because
I like how he mentioned that no excuses. I should have just been better. That's like a good that's a good way to approach that scenario. As of, if he was if he was like really the cocky motherfucker that I thought he was, he would have been like, oh, but I should have won the decision. It was a robbery. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good angle that he's coming at it from. And it's a humble approach, and that is what's rewarded, bro, in this game is humbleness and not being a cocky motherfucker.
mostly in our gyms and mostly fight with orthodox fighters, it's kind of different, and you gotta find someone, bring someone who can wrestle and strike. It's a little bit difficult. So
Yeah.
but the most important thing is sparring with like a same guy like you fighting.
When you think about the fight itself, what stands out to you about those 15 minutes, the first fight with Islam? What stands out to you?
He's not that good like people think.
Do you want to expand on that? Do you want to tell me what you mean by that?
No, I mean like people like think he's unbeatable and like crazy wrestler, but like I took him down when I was 22 years old. So.
Do you remember being surprised by that? Like in the moment where you're like, oh, this guy's not as good as they say he is? Like, did you have that feeling in the fight itself?
Yeah.
You ain't beat him though. Bro, and that's the thing. All the stuff that he just said that people are saying about Islam, he's unbeatable, he's a monster, he's a this, he's a that. Yeah, that's now when he was champ. Back then, dude, come on. Y'all are both coming up in the game. It's like, like, okay, you got one takedown. He's only a man. He's not some fucking, he's not a god in the fucking octagon, dude. Like, let's get real. Like, bro, that fight, when was that? 2019, 2020? Bro, that was almost 5-6 years ago. Like, no one was saying that about Islam back then. He was just Khabib's protege. He was just following the footsteps back then. So yeah, this guy is kind of out of his element when he's talking like this.
I had that feeling, and that's why I was trying like in the third round like to try to take him down and waste my energy. So I shouldn't do that.
I think, this is me personally, I think like energy is going to be big in this fight. Like just, first of all, obviously just being in great shape, but also just how you manage it. Do you agree with me on that? Like, because I just feel like because you guys are both such.
That is a perfect thing to tell Arman, because he is, if I'm being honest, guys, do you guys feel the energy? I don't feel the aura. I don't feel the energy. I don't feel the fire. You know what I'm saying? He looks a little like, haha, I'm happy to be here. Haha. Like he just looks like he's going through the motions. He doesn't, I don't feel like he believes in himself.
Outstanding wrestling, that you kind of have to pick and choose where you're going to use your energy. Does that make sense? Am I right on that?
I mean, now we're in different levels, so we know how to strike and how to wrestle, and during the fight we gotta find out.
He just admitted it himself. Now we are different levels. So back then it's like, okay, you might get a takedown. Don't think too big of it. It's like now Islam's the champ, and now he's unbeatable. Not back then. You know what I'm saying? He had to really prove himself. So he kind of just admitted that right there.
Our keys and just do what we do the best. So I'm gonna try like do everything on that fight.
I mean, Khabib is pretty.
Do you guys see that? Like, do you guys see his mannerisms? He just like kind of hoping for the best.
Big on game plans, and he comes with a very specific game plan. What do you think their game plan is going to be for you in this fight?
I think when like game plan, when you got like hard punch, you forgot about game plan. So if I heard him very well, he's gonna forget about game plan. So it makes sense. Same as me when like lost my fight, Oliveira choked me, trying to choke me, and like after that moment, my game plan was gone. So I didn't remember what was my game plan even. So that's why I gotta hurt him very hard in the first round, and then
They should have scored that fight a draw. Just because it was so close. Like, I don't think Charles really lost or Arman won. Like, that was such a, like, that was such an even fight. And to think that Islam, he's talking about now we're different levels. That was his last fight. He went to a decision. But back then when Islam fought for the title, he wasn't at that level, right? So it's like, it just, everything this guy says is kind of contradicting.
Doesn't matter what game plan they have.
One thing about him that I think a lot of people on the outside say this, and they say this about his whole camp. They said about Habib, Islam, Umar, Usman, is that this is all they do. Like, they just live this all the time. Like, they wake up, they do this. It doesn't matter.
This is exactly what this fucking interviewer needed to tell Arman. Is that, dude, this is their life. They're not going to lose a fight due to some bullshit circumstances. This is what I've been trying to say, guys. This is why I'm making this video. It's because literally, like, this is insane. Like, the interviewer just fucking told them this is what they do all their life, you know?
If they're in camp, out of camp, like, it's just what they do. I've seen you in one of your videos say that you have little sins, is what you said, and that sometimes you do take, like, I don't want to say breaks, but, like, do you feel like you have to overcome that? Like, what do you make of that? That's what makes these guys so hard, is that they don't do anything else. Like, they live this. Is that a challenge in this fight? Is that you're gonna have to overcome?
Bro just basically told him, you fuck girls and go to the club and want an Instagram verification. And they don't do that. And they literally are fucking, this is their life. You know what I'm saying? And that's literally what needed to be said to Arman, because, bro, he is that fucking little pretty boy in the UFC, like little Armenian boy. And y'all know Armenian culture, bro. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, have y'all seen Arman's fucking... Before the fucking UFC shit, he's always been rich. His whole life he's been rich. He's been like a rich, pretty boy his whole fucking life. Just like he said, all he needed was really an Instagram verification. That's all. That's really the last thing he needs in life is an Instagram verification. You know what I'm saying? And to be somebody in the UFC, he's already rich. He already has a nice family. He's already, you know, he already got everything in the book.
Yeah, of course. They just grew up with MMA. They think about MMA and their opportunity to make money from MMA, and they just give themselves like just training and MMA. I think they don't think about different things. Yeah. I'm a little bit different. I'm doing this for fun.
Yeah, and so...
Well, there you heard it right there from the man himself. I'm just doing this for fun. And that's the other thing. It's like, dude, they're making a living out of this. This is like, you already got a rich daddy and mommy. You're just here for clout. Do you guys understand what is happening? This is just like a money fight. This is just to say, hey, I fought Islam Makhachev twice. And in the fucking rematch, I lost as well. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, get real, Arman. I fuck with Arman. I don't hate Arman. I fuck with Arman. He just needs to get real.
So if the fight turns into like a dog fight, and it's, you know, you both are digging deep and you're doing it for fun and he's doing it because this is what he's dedicated his life to, is that an advantage for him?
Exactly. You see, dude, the interviewer just cooked Arman. He literally just said, like, dude, they have an advantage over him. You guys can see how, like, this is demoralizing for someone like Arman. It's like, dude, being that rich kid and you're fighting the fucking kid who came from nothing. You know, who's gonna want it more? Who's really gonna bleed for that fucking title? You know what I'm saying? It's not Arman.
No, for me it's better because I'm doing this for fun and I don't have pressure on me. I'm just doing for my favorite things, what I like to do. Yeah. And yeah, but he has a title, he has a big team, he has a lot of people who helps him. So, but me, I'm a little bit different. If like never know, but like if I lose, nobody.
See, he already knows he's gonna lose. He said if I lose,
he's gonna lose. Everything.
Like, come on, dude. Why would you say that?
Not to bring up things that you kind of got in trouble for, but I really want to ask you what your mindset is when you walk to the octagon, because last time you walked to the octagon, you got in a fight with a random person
and lose money
and lost and you got fined for it. But I'm more interested in, like, is that you anywhere? Like if someone crosses you and you throw a punch at him, or is it just because like you were walking to the octagon to get into a fight that night? Like is there like a mental switch? Like were you in a different mode when you're walking there?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in Russia, and so I'm getting mad very fast, and like I don't know why. It's maybe genetic or
Yeah, that's
I don't know.
definitely
So,
genetic.
and that's why I'm walking with someone else, because I can get trouble when I'm alone. Yeah, it's but I try to control myself. Yeah, because for fighting especially, you gotta be calm and like you gotta control yourself. So yeah, but sometimes happen. The bad guys sometimes is coming.
Do you feel like Islam is the number one pound for pound fighter in the world? Obviously, you said he's the best in your division right now. Is he number one pound for pound?
My opinion, he's number 2 pound for pound, because number 1 is John Jones. For me,
That was just some stupid shade thrown. He knows John Jones is not pound for pound number one. Like, let's be real, dude. How active is that motherfucker? Arman, just for that, Arman is gonna lose bad. That was a low blow, and he knows what he's doing. To be growing up in Russia and you saying like, come on, dude, that's utter bullshit. I'm not hearing that. Get the fuck out of here.
personal. So, and he's number 2. But for sure in 155, yeah, he's pound for pound.
Do you care about that? Like if you go out and beat him, you expect to be number one pound for pound the next day? Like do you care about any of that?
No, I don't care about it. I just care about the title.
Yeah.
No money, nothing, no hype, no followers, just title. This is the
He wants
what I want
followers.
to get. And
He wants verified
my goal.
Instagram checks.
And I wake up, think about title. When to go to sleep, think about title. So
That's going to change.
Sure
though.
you do, bud.
You win this fight, you're going to have a lot of. It comes with like fame. What do you feel? How do you feel about that? Like the fame. I know you're kind of training in the mountains of Russia. You're kind of a private guy.
He
it
loves
seems
the
like.
fame.
Like, are you ready for
He loves the fame.
everything that comes with the championship?
yeah, I'm ready for everything. Especially, I just to be honest, I need the title. I don't want to have, like, I don't want to be like super popular or something, or like have a lot of money right now. Right now it's my goal to get title, and after title I'm gonna think about money, because it's gonna be business. Right now for me it's a sport, so I want to get there, and when I get there, I just gonna think about money and all that stuff.
You have a plan for the actual belt itself? Like you win the title, you know where it's.
I don't believe him, guys. I just don't. Like, everything he's saying is just like I'm gonna have to see for myself, just because he is too giving me too much rich boy vibes right now. Like, everything is kind of handed to him, it seems like.
Gonna go? Like, does that have meaning to you?
Yeah, of course. Where I was born, first place I wanna go there, and then it's Georgia. I was born there. From Georgia, I wanna go to Armenia. From Armenia, it's go to Russia. But we'll see. My home is in Russia. I don't know about where I'm going to go to first with the title, but like, plan is just get it and go to Glendale first. Have some good Armenian food with my people. So, and people from California are so excited. Like everybody talks about the fight. So, and like my parents give this guy tickets. Like everybody like looking for.
Yeah, that seems like a recipe for disaster. I don't think this guy's gonna win, guys. Everything that I'm hearing is literally just the perfect setup for a loss, you know? A rich boy loss at that. Let's see what this guy's gonna ask him.
The tickets right now.
I guess last thing I would ask you is why are you the guy? You said you're the only guy in the division that can beat him. I think there are a lot of people who agree with you. Why are you the only guy who can beat Islam Makhachev?
First of all, I know how to wrestle very well. Second, I'm young. I'm young and hungry, so I never had a belt, so it drives me very well, and I have a lot of energy for the trainings. And
Stuttering. A lot of stuttering. A lot of thinking. A lot of doesn't know what to say. A lot of zero confidence. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'm not feeling this at all.
What's up, champ?
What's up, man?
How you doing,
How are
man?
you?
How you
Good to
been?
see you. Good to see you.
Back in the United States?
Yes.
Excited?
Happy.
The fight gets announced. Like, what's your initial thought?
Fights, honestly, I know, like 5-6 months ago, I'm gonna fight with Arman because he's a #1 contender right now, and he really deserves to fight for the title.
Yeah. Going back to your last fight.
You see, like, he already knew, so he's not running away from this. You know what I'm saying? He's accepting it. He already knew before. I just see comfortability in Islam's eyes. I just see peace. I see tranquility. I see just calmness. You know, I don't see someone who's like, yeah, I need to win this fight. This is like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know. He's just such a, like, he's just so secure, you know?
Fight a little bit. When you got done with the Dustin Poirier fight and he was praised for doing so well, were you a little bit like taken back by it because you ultimately won 4 rounds and then submitted him? But it's almost like he had won because he defended takedowns.
Yeah. Honestly, Dustin improved his wrestling game a lot because always you have the trouble with the wrestling fighters who have good skills, wrestling skills. That's why I think he did a good job in the camp.
I don't know, dude. I love Islam. He just says it how it is. He gives Dustin his flowers. He'll give Arman his flowers. He doesn't care, dude. He literally admits, like, yeah, Dustin, he upped his wrestling game to the max. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's no bullshit, no fucking sugarcoating with Islam.
He improved his defense and he gave me a hard time.
It was hard?
Yes, it was hard, but it's a very good fight for defense and big experience for me also.
Yeah. You think you get judged a little differently than most fighters because of how dominant you've been? Because think about this, right? When I list your last 4, it's finish Oliveira, finish Volkanovski, finish
He did not finish Volkanovski
finish
twice.
Dustin Poirier. But the fight against Dustin Poirier felt like it was like 48-47.
Maybe he
At
just
least
meant win the
to
fight.
the general public, right? Because he was doing things that we hadn't seen many do against you. Do you think that you get judged on a different scale than most fighters because of the expectation of what you're going to do to people?
No, because they expect I will like smash or like, that's why we have a lot of talk about after the first fight against Volkanovski and that fight, the last fight. I think everybody expect I smashed Dustin, but this guy is a high level fighter. It's not easy to finish someone, But in the press conference, we have good discuss. He say, I will make you sleep, I will knock you out, but I was told him, if you're not top, I will make you sleep, and I finish him in the last round.
I love how nonchalant he is. I love how calm he is. Like, I don't know, Arman, whenever he was being nonchalant, it was more of like, you can see through it. This, I could just see calmness, like, and he just doesn't care. Arman, it was like he kind of had a shell up or like a guard up. I don't know. I don't know. They just look completely different to me.
Really?
Yes.
So Arman Tsarukyan, he's fighting Charles Oliveira. You watch.
Yeah.
What did you think? How much improvement has this man made since you guys fought the first time?
Of course he improved. He have more experience, but same skills, He beat the oldest guy because they don't have wrestling. But when someone have good wrestling skills, he always have trouble with Gamrot, with me, and it's gonna be.
You see, Islam really, like, he doesn't care about what y'all say. He knows that wasn't his toughest fight.
Again, he have good wrestling skill, but if somebody defends, he have problem also.
Go back to that first fight in Russia, right? You guys are fighting. You beat him 30-27, 30-27, 29-28. This has been universally called the toughest fight that you've had in your entire career.
No,
But I'm just trying to tell you.
Just watch fight with Volkanovski.
I have watched the fight. But the idea is, based on that fight, this is why this is the toughest opponent of your career.
It was one of the hardest fight, of course, but it's not Like,
he's very like, he admits everything. You know what I'm saying? He said maybe I did underestimate him because he's a nobody. Nobody knows his name. He's never watched a fight. You know what I'm saying, bro? This is not like, if you guys don't see the clear difference in like mannerisms and talking and like the way he's just portraying himself is so different. You know, maybe he's not even trying to portray himself. Maybe this is just him. You know,
toughest fight because the 5th round with Volkanovski, it was crazy. It was heart rate more than 200, it's called, you know. But maybe I was underestimating because he's
Short notice.
short notice, nobody know him, and he don't have name, you know. And I never watch his fight, and he did well in that fight. But I like to finish the all questions, you know. When I have,
I love, you guys see how he has that fire. Like, he does this as a living. He wants to get the finish. It's just not the same energy with Arman.
with Volkanovski the fight, I told everybody I have to I have to finish the questions and finish, you know. That's why the second fight, I will be looking for the finish and make everybody shut up.
So here's one thing, right? One of the things you just said, maybe I underestimated him. First fight, you said you kind of like underestimated Volkanovski a little bit. When we talked about the wrestling, you would laugh. You would laugh when we spoke about him being able to wrestle and all that. And ultimately, that presented a few issues. Does somebody have to earn your respect before you respect them? So the fight the second time will always be hard?
Honestly, I like to fight second time because, you know, I don't like rematch, but, you know, when I fought second time, I know everything what my opponent can do, and it's not gonna be surprise for me, you know. But sometimes when somebody like Dustin did defense wrestling and he like defends my submission skill, you know, it's a little bit surprised me. But when I know everything what my opponent will do, and you know, I have more options.
When you think back to that first fight, what can you point to that you think might have been surprising, right? What did he do in that fight to make it one of the tougher fights in your career?
Same things. I don't know his.
I think he took you down.
He took me
like
down
3
yes.
times.
No, 1 time, man.
DC is foul for that.
No, watch the fight. You never watch my fight.
I watch your fights all the time.
Okay, watch. 3 times,
Bro,
nobody, bro.
it's
Even
not
you,
right.
you cannot
That
take
is
me
foul.
down 3 times, bro.
Many, many times.
No, it's not true. You know, the first fight, and I don't know his background, you know. He defends my wrestling. He give me just, you know, he's tough. That's why he give me hard time. Mm-hmm. But now I know everything what he can do.
So you think you'll finish him?
I think yes.
You guys see how he's not like, yes, I am going to finish him 100%. He's like, I think so, yes. You know what I'm saying? He's very calm. He's very secure. He's not over here pushing a narrative. He's not, you know, saying, we'll see. He's like he's going to try to get the finish. He's literally being so dead serious, dead honest as he can be, you know?
You know, Charles, every round almost finish him. Do some guillotine,
Charles
do some
almost
triangle
finished him,
choke,
exactly.
Like, everything very close, but I think I have more chance.
It's been
he
a
has
while since
way
you
more
fought.
chance if
What
Charles
has the
had
champion
Arman
been?
like that.
What have you been up to? Like, what have you been doing? How have you improved in the gym since the last time you fought?
You know, man, I training really hard every camp, every time, non-stop. That's why I always improve. I still improving right now, and I love to fight. And you know, now it's my goal to finish all questions.
What's the expectation for this second fight in this regard, right? You fought him before. He has been very vocal that he can fight you, that he can beat you. He doesn't hide that he wants to go and wrestle and take you down. Is it just about...
He's been very vocal, and that never goes down like the right way. That's not rewarded in this game, you know? Cocky and vocalness, like, nobody cares, bro. Let's see the fucking skills. Let's see the stats. Let's show us what you're talking about, you know?
Winning and proving, or do you have to kind of let the entire division know that there is more separation than they even imagine in terms of where you are opposed to them right now in 155 pounds?
You know, let's
That's a
little bit
great
talk about
question from
Arman.
DC.
Honestly, I told all my fight career I want to fight with a real contender or with a real fighter who deserves the title fight, with the tough guy, you know. That's why I think he's deserved, and it's gonna be a huge fight for the fans because he have all skills. He's all skills. He good in the striking. He good in the wrestling, grappling. That's why it's gonna be two high-level fighter fights.
The fight against Beneil Dariush, he finished him.
I thought he said
bad.
he have all
That was the first time
schizophrenia.
that we saw his power on display as.
No, that time is Dariush. He just came back.
Dude, who cares about Dariush? Everybody is finishing him now. It's like, that is not a good win. Who cares? It's Beneil Dariush. He's literally like 100 years old. I know he's not literally 100 years old, but his fighting, I don't know what happened. He was doing good for a little bit, then he just fell off the face of the earth. Like, what happened? He just became 80 years old.
Shortly from when Oliveira beat him, smash him, knock him out, and some of the fighters did mistake, you know, like what Volkanovski did with Tapuria. Somebody knocked them out, and they want to go back soon and show people it's nothing. I don't feel nothing after the knockout. And what Arman did with Dariush, what Tapuria did with Volkanovski, they just rushed a little bit, did mistake.
We spoke a while back about you wanting to fight in America. Fought in New Jersey. Now you get to fight in California. How excited are you to be fighting at home essentially, right? Because you spent so many years in California.
Because I like to fight in US because a lot of time I fought in Abu Dhabi. It's my second home, you know. But in US, you know, I think it's more focus. Not many people can come because the visa problem. But I bring all my team now. Before 45 days, I come to the US, and I come to Vegas. We have here UFC, PI, a lot of gyms, sparring partners, everything for be ready 100%.
How many guys are here? And what is the camp going to look like being that you're fighting for a title and Umar's fighting for a title?
Brother, in the weekend, Habib will come.
Habib told me, he said he's here. He told me to tell you guys, get ready.
Yeah, he told group, send message to the group. Guys, be ready. Next month,
Now he's
gonna
going to
be
smash
crazy.
you guys.
Yes, maybe you can come join for us. Just control him a little bit. Because he don't listen, Javier. I always tell Javier, hey, Javier, you is a head coach. You older than him.
Crazy.
Stop him.
No, he is just a psychopath. Nobody can control him.
Come, maybe you.
I can't control him. You know I can't control him.
Try.
Nobody
Join to the camp, man.
I'll come by, but I can't control this
It's
guy.
gonna be also very good for you, brother. Lose weight.
Hey, you know, we gotta stop talking about my weight because you look like you put on a few pounds.
No, brother.
You look heavy.
180.
180. And you fight 155?
Yes.
Weight bully. This is what you are. So you beat Arman Sarukian, and you've defended this title on so many different occasions now, right? What's next?
I don't know. If I looking behind Arman, if I beat him, I don't know. I'm tired to give somebody rematch, you know. I need the second belt, Bilal there. We'll see. A lot of good fighters. In
Charles
Bilal.
Oliveira has shown, right, again, that he's right back in the mix.
Man, I beat him. Arman beat him.
That was disrespectful to do Bronx. Come on, y'all. I love Islam, but that was uncalled for. Like, that's the thing about Charles, dude. He's always gonna be that gatekeeper guy, like top 4 or 5, top 5 gatekeeper guy. He ain't one of them. He's not top 15. Charles is top 5 and he's good. But it just sucks that there's a gap between him and, Islam, Arman, all these guys. But, bro, Charles is beating 90% of the lightweight, you know what I'm saying? Division. And that's a fact. So, but I understand, like, Islam saying, enough with the rematches, dude. Like, let's fight some new guys. Like, that makes sense as well, too. Because Charles been around for, 10 plus years now. Some of these guys have been fighting forever, And what's crazy is that if he's saying that, he sounds like he's going to leave so Usman or Magomedov can come in lightweight division in UFC because, these guys are getting older and, Usman got to hit the UFC soon, man. Islam, This guy etched his name out in fucking granite stone in the UFC. Like everybody knows him now. He's solidified completely.
It's nothing excited, to beat him again. But if he want, if Dana want, if fans want, why not?
Facts. Why not?
Again, I can beat him.
So training here in Las Vegas, 45 days. You've already started, I'd imagine, getting prepared, getting ready back in Dagestan.
Yeah.
How long have you been focusing before getting to America to make sure that you're ready? You're gonna be ready on January.
I start my camp before 3 months. I start in Makhachkala and we go to the mountain and go back to Makhachkala and we come US now. But all years I training every day. Doesn't matter where you go. We have always close with us to go to wrestling 30 minutes, 15 minutes, like every day.
All right, guys, that's basically it. You guys see how Islam is rocking. You see how Arman is rocking. Let me know down in the comments who you're picking for this 311 pay-per-view. This is going to be a good one, guys. I cannot wait for this shit to pop off. Full card picks coming soon. Sweat the Money coming soon on January 3rd for that Amanda Dern or Mackenzie Dern and Amanda Rebos fight night. After that, it's UFC 311, baby. Y'all have a good one. I'll see you soon.